Welcome back, you guys. Welcome back to another video on ky&mommy's journey. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to yet another video. If you guys are new here, welcome. If this is not your first time here, welcome back. I appreciate you for that. And if you are new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It should be here or over there. If it's red on your end, you're doing something wrong. Go ahead and turn that subscribe button from red to gray. And once you have done so, go ahead and hit your notification bell so that you can be notified every time I post a video, because you don't want to miss any of my videos. Okay, you guys, so in today's video, I am basically just talking to you guys about the day that I went into labor. Now, I already did a video on how I found out I was pregnant, but I am going to go ahead and do a video, this one today. Right now, it's going to be on how I went into labor. So let's rewind, let's flash back to 2013. That is when my baby girl, my beautiful miracle baby, my blessing, Markaya Miley, was born. Turn this down so you guys can hear me. Okay, so in 2013, I delivered my baby girl, Markaya Miley, and that day changed my life forever and for the better. It was one of the best days of my life. I know people say like the best day of their life was when, you know, they met the love of their life or when they got married. But for me, the best day of my life was when I gave birth to my beautiful daughter, and when I found out I was gonna be a mom. So anyway, let's get into it. So it was like a cold winter night actually. I was sitting on the couch, kind of like laying on the couch, honestly. And I had just came back from the store. I think me and my mom, or my mom and I, we were actually purchasing some things for my daughter, because we were expecting for her arrival in a few days. So I think it was like maybe about 5 days, not even 5 days. No, it was one day before my actual due date. So it's the, you know, end of the month, of that month, and I was waiting, you know, patiently waiting for the arrival of my daughter, as you can expect any mom would be. So at this point, I'm on maternity leave, I'm out of work, and I'm just, you know, lounging around and relaxing at home. I am on the couch, and like I said, I was laying on the couch, and I decided I was craving, a lot of times during my pregnancy, I was craving a lot of sweet stuff, especially chocolate was like one of the number one things I was craving. And I ate a lot of sausage too. I don't know why, but I love to have sausage. So I had it like basically breakfast, and sometimes for breakfast and lunch I would have sausage. And I like to have like sausage on like a hot dog roll. I don't know, that was like kind of like a thing for me while I was pregnant, with mustard, and mustard too. Like I put mustard on everything. It was weird, but usually I like mustard, but only on my cold cuts. But yeah. Anyway, I decided to go ahead and have a candy bar. Now that candy bar was a Reese cup. I love Reese cups. But I usually now only eat them around my, you know, when my friend comes, my menstrual. So anyway, I decided to have a Reese cup, and for some reason that Reese cup was really good that day. And I don't know if it was because I was craving it or whatever the case may be. I demolished that Reese cup within 2.5 seconds. So I'm sitting there and whatnot, and I'm watching TV while I'm eating a Reese cup, and I'm like scrolling on my phone, and you know, the baby's kicking, and you know, and I'm just like, I was in like a blissful heaven, honestly. And next thing I know, I'm like starting to get like cramps. And sometimes I was used to that, you know, in my pregnancy, my belly would cramp up, or I would get like little sharp pains here and there, but the doctor always told me never to, you know, never to fret, never to worry, because that was normal. So I thought that was, you know, normal for me, right? So I noticed that the pain started to get a little bit stronger, and I'm sitting there and I'm texting my best friend. I'm asking her, I'm like, you know, best friend, like, what's going on? Because your girl is over here and I'm having like some serious like cramping, and it feels like a menstrual, but I know for sure I can't begin having no menstrual, you know, cycle coming or anything like that, because I'm pregnant. I'm like 9 months 9 months too long pregnant, and the baby should be, on her way to be coming. But I knew I still had like one more day. Now, keep in mind now that this is my first pregnancy, so I was unaware to expect that sometimes it's normal for the baby to come days before the due date, can come a little bit earlier of the due date, or even later than the due date. So I was hearing from different people, my mom, my grandmother, that the baby could come later because it was my first pregnancy. So, like how, older people have like their different myths or whatever the case may be. Like, oh, when I was pregnant with you, I went in after my due date, or I went in 3 days after my due date, or I was overdue, whatever the case may be. So I'm just expecting, that all of these people that have had kids and are more experienced in that area than I was, they knew what they were talking about. So even my doctor said, the baby may come later because this is your first pregnancy, my uterus and those things hadn't been stretched out, or whatever the case may be, because this is my first pregnancy, my first everything. So I kept saying to her, even my best friend, she already had her daughter. Her daughter at that time was about, I want to say 7 or 8. So maybe younger than that, honestly, but I want to say 7 or 8. So she knew too, like, more than me about pregnancy and like what would happen when, you go into labor. I don't know. I watched so many movies, and I was watching so many things of like births or home births and just births in general around that time, that I just was expecting for my water to break. Now that did not happen for me. My water did not break. But long story short, I texted my best friend. I kept asking her, the pain's getting stronger and stronger and stronger, to the point where I felt like I had to poop. Now, I tried to go on the toilet to take a poop. It wouldn't work. That didn't work. It just, the pains kept getting, like, honestly, when I sat on the toilet in that position to, how you sit on the toilet like you're going to use the bathroom or whatever, it got even stronger. So I'm like, oh, this must be labor. So I try not to panic, because at that point, my grandmother was asleep, my mom was asleep, all of my sisters were asleep. We were all living in the same house at that time. So I'm like, okay, so your girl gonna have to try to figure this out, or just try to labor. And my mindset was like, I didn't want to go ahead and run up to the hospital, because I seen that too, like on different birth videos or birth experiences, where they send you home. Like, oh, you're not dilated or whatever, you're only 1 centimeter, go back home, dilate some more, labor some more, and then come back. I didn't want to have to keep coming back, running back and forth. So I asked my best friend. She lived like maybe 5 minutes away from me. I asked her, could she go? I don't know why I did that, but I just thought it would help. Like I said again, this was my first pregnancy. So I'm thinking me taking a Advil or Tylenol, whichever one she brought me, was going to stop the pain. Okay. Because at first I really did think it was like I had an upset stomach, or a stomach, or whatever I ate prior to eating the candy bar. Like, it just didn't agree with me, or, the baby just didn't like what I ate. So, but never did I think like I literally was going to be, I was in labor. So my best friend brings me the Advil and Tylenol. Now, keep in mind too, don't fret, because she did keep explaining to me that, Ashanti, she said, look, it's Ashanti, this is gonna not gonna help you, because at this point, like, I believe truly that you're in labor. And I kept telling her, no, I'm not in labor, my due date is not until the next day, which it was. So I'm thinking like I had time. No, ma'am. Ashanti did not have time. The baby was coming. So I did take the Tylenol or Advil, whatever it was. I did take it. I'm not even going to lie to you guys. I took it. I did, because that pain was unbearable, and it came out of nowhere so quickly that I was not expecting that. And I think that's what really like caught me off guard. And I think that's what really like made me like be like, what is this? Because I wasn't expecting that. And I knew I wasn't going to know what it was going to feel like until it happened, what it feels like to be in labor. But it hurts, especially for me. I don't really like pain like that, especially that kind of pain. Like when it comes to like my stomach or me getting cramps, even on my menstrual, I don't like being in pain. I will pop because I don't like pain. I hate it. I don't like the cramps. I don't like it. Now, granted, I do have tattoos, but that's a different kind of pain that I can take. Okay? That pain, it just felt like it would not go away. I just felt like somebody was literally like pulling my freaking uterus or my insides, pulling them, like pulling, going like this, and then going like that, pulling, and then going like that. And then it felt like at some points felt like it was going like this. And I'm just like, oh my God, I just want to release. So I did take it. It didn't work. Okay. The pain got stronger. And I'm just like, how's that possible? How is it possible for the pain to get stronger? But it did. Okay. It did, y'all. It did. So, the pain is getting stronger and stronger and stronger. So at this point, my grandmother comes downstairs because I am starting to moan. I'm starting to make all the labor noises that the women make when they are crying for Hail Mary, Buddha, Allah, Jesus Christ, Hail Mary, and everything else, Mother Teresa. Okay? I named all those people because that's how much pain I was in. So she comes downstairs. My grandma's like, so she's like, are you okay? What's the matter? I'm like, no, Grandma, I'm not okay. I was like, I'm in labor. I think I'm in labor. I was like, I took an Advil, that my best friend brought me, but it didn't work. She said, you took an Advil? What's wrong with you, girl? And I said, I know, but I said, but it was hurting so bad, Grandma. I said, I was in so much pain, I just couldn't help it. So she's like, you want me to rub your back? I'm sorry, y'all. Excuse me, y'all. I said, no, I don't want you to rub my back. I said, no, I do not. Now, I really was not trying to be mean. I love my grandmother with all my heart. I do. I love you, Grandma. And I'm sorry that I like snapped on you, girl. But I was in pain. Your girl was hurting, okay? I was really, really hurting, okay? And when somebody started talking, and you asked me, can you rub my back? No, don't touch me. Don't touch me, okay? Just let me lay here on this floor. And I literally was on the floor, knelt over in like a fetal position. And I was like this, rocking and rocking and rocking and rocking. And I was like, oh my God, air is so bad. Get this out of me. Get this baby out of me. So she said, you want me to go get your mother? I said, yes, go wake my mother up. Tell her that it's time to go to the hospital because I can't take this pain no more. At that point, I was about maybe 2 hours into being in pain. And it's the middle of the night. It's like 1 or 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning. My best friend had just made the store to even purchase the medicine for me, which did not work. So shout out to you, bestie, for even going to get that medicine for me, girl. I will never forget that. You're the real MVP. I appreciate you. I love you. And that's exactly why, to this day, you are my day one, A1, my ace goon, my baby's godmother, the one and only, my bestie. Okay? Okay. Now, back to the story time. So my grandmother goes and wakes my mom up or whatever. My mom comes down and she's like, what's the matter? What's wrong? What's going on? Your grandma said that you in labor. I said, yeah, I'm in labor. Like, wake up. Hello, snap out of it. Get your clothes on. Let's go. So you know how black moms or moms in general got to do. Don't come for me talking about, oh, black moms. Okay, listen, yeah. You know how our moms is, right? Okay, so they got to do the most. They got to call Uncle Joe. They got to call Pat. They got to call Day Day. They got to call all these people. She waking up all my sisters. Your sister in labor. Your sister's in labor. I'm like, girl, can we go, please? Because by the time they get dressed and they asking me all questions, does it hurt and all this? Okay, I'm just ready to go and get this baby out. So she is like, how apart are the contractions? So I'm like, I don't know. I think like 10 minutes. So she like, okay, well, you don't want to go up there unless like they're really like back to back to back. Because then they're gonna send you back. Now, mind y'all, if y'all watched in the beginning of this story time, I just told you that I said I wanted to stay home until I in labor as much as possible and dilate there, right? Because I didn't want to have to deal with getting sent home. So we go up there, y'all. They put the baby monitor on me. They're asking me all these questions, like rolls eyes in the back of my head. Like, come on. I'm just trying to, like, I know you got to ask these questions because you need to know my insurance carrier. You need to know how many months am I. You need to know, has this happened before? You need to know if I've had any bleeding. And I'm just like, are you kidding me? Like, the baby could be right there, hanging out of my cookie, and y'all asking me all these questions. So, anyway, once they finally go through hell back through the Great Wall of China to freaking get the answers and questions out of me, because I'm like literally like every second they're asking something, I'm like moaning in pain. So they take me upstairs to the like floor where it's like labor and delivery or whatever, but they just put a machine on my stomach, monitor like the contractions or whatever. So they're like, well, you're only 2 centimeters dilated. Go back home, dilate some more, and come back. Y'all see my face, right? Go back home. Like, granted, I live 5 minutes away from the hospital that I gave birth at, right? That ain't the point. And mind you, I walked up the hill. I walked to the hospital, okay? It's dead middle of winter. It's like 20 degrees outside. It was starting to snow again. Y'all mean to tell me go home? Excuse me? I can't get a room and then like dilate and labor here. Now I know all of you guys experience mothers and all that who have 5 kids, whatever kids. I know. You had to go home. So I did end up going home. But I'm just saying, like, really? Like, really? So I go home. Y'all, I couldn't even take my clothes off or nothing because it's hurting at this point. So, like, literally, really, really bad. So at this point, I don't know why, but at this point now, like, me sitting on the toilet and going like this was helping. It still hurt it, but not as much as when I got off the toilet. I don't know if it was because of the position that I was like was sitting in, but you know, it helped. So I'm sitting there and I'm trying to like distract myself from the pain, which is thinking about everything else. So fast forward to the next day, y'all. I labored for 24 long, brutal, crucial, painful hours. Yes, me. And I know a lot of you guys, salute to each and every one of you who has labored longer than that. I salute each and every one of you. Y'all are the real MVP because ain't no way. Next day, I'm like, this is it. Pack the bag. We're going up there. Pack my bag because my baby's bag was already packed. We go up there. I'm like, look, y'all gonna keep me today. I'm not going home. That's it. This baby's coming out today. Fast forward, they take my information, bring me to the room, set me up, give me a gown. Listen, I'm about to give birth. It was real. Your girl about to be a mom, okay? I put the gown on. They're like, okay, let's try to walk. So I'm walking. I said, oh no. The pain was like, at this point, like, kicking my ass. We go back to the room. Anesthesiologist comes, and they're like, hello, Mom. And I'm like, Mom? They're like, yeah, hi, Mom. And like I said, that's what they call all of the ladies up there who are expecting and the baby is coming, what have you. They say, hello, Mom. So I'm like, hello, whatever. And they're like, are you ready for your epidural? I'm like, am I ready? B, yeah, I'm ready for my epidural. Give me that thing. Give me that. Run me that, okay? I couldn't have said yes any faster. Give me my epidural. Once again, shout out to all y'all mothers out there who went literally no pain meds. Yeah, what, natural? It's a no for me. I'm sorry. It's a no for me. It was a no for me, and it would still be a no for me if there was any future ones to come. It's a no for me. You hear me? A no. So she gives me, they set me up, turn me over, told me to lay over the table, and I had a pillow in front of me. She's like, now I know you are contracting, but I need you to be as still as possible. So when a contraction comes, let me know, and I will try to stop, or, you know, we'll try to squeeze, you know, the nurse's hand. So they're trying to administer the epidural as quickly as possible because I'm like contracting back to back to back to back to back. Y'all, I thought I was gonna freaking mess myself up because I flinched because not because it hurted what they were doing, but because of the pain that I was dealing with in my stomach from the baby. So I'm bent over like this, and I'm steady trying to like be as cooperative for them and for myself as possible because I don't want to mess up my spine. We get the epidural done, but the contractions were steady coming in back to back to back to back. And literally, when I tell you that's like the best for me, that was the best thing ever, was getting that. Literally, as soon as they put it in, I felt like the medicine going down. I felt more like, literally, it happened. Like, it started like kicking in like in 2.5. So she told me to lay back. She's like, relax. She's like, and now you may be able to get a little bit of rest and sleep because you're going to need it. It's going to be a long delivery. So I'm just like, the labor was long. What you mean the delivery is going to be long? She wasn't lying, y'all. Doctor comes in, he sticks his fingers up there, and honey, all you know, all of the discharge comes out because now he broke my water, and some contractions were coming, but I wasn't feeling them. The machine was telling me that I was contracting and showing me how often the contractions were coming, but I wasn't feeling them, thank God, after he did that. So at this point, he's like, okay, I think at that point I was like 7 or 8 centimeters. He was like, in a couple of hours, maybe you will be having your baby girl. So I'm like, thank the Lord. So I had my pastor come and he prayed for me. He put his hands over me and my baby girl, my unborn child, prayed for us for a safe, healthy, quick delivery. That is not what I had. But he prayed for it though. So thank you for praying for it, but that's not what I had. But I tried to push. The doctor was like, the baby's heart rate is dropping. We're going to have to do an emergency C-section. That was like heartbreaking. That's like the most devastating news to ever hear to a first-time mom, to a mom, period, to hear that you're going to have to get an emergency C-section because the baby's heart rate is dropping. Now, I did everything that I possibly could to push and get her out, but her head just kept going back in. And I just felt like he didn't give me enough time to push, and I get it. My baby comes first, and so do I, because he didn't want me to, like, you know, get so drained from pushing, but I really wish that I would have had more time to push. Fast forward, they're prepping me to get a C-section. We go in the room, my mother's with me, she's holding my hand, and sadly, my grandfather wasn't there to be able to witness the birth of his first great-grandchild, because he had passed away from stomach cancer, but 3 years prior to me giving birth. So sadly, he wasn't there for that monumental moment in my life, but my mother was there, and I thank God for you, Mom, for that, because I truly wouldn't have been able to do it without you, and I needed that support from you, and I really am thankful for you and everything that you sacrificed and still continue to sacrifice. Even though I am an adult now and a mother myself, you still are mothering me as well as all of my sisters, and I just truly appreciate you for that. Shout out to all of the mothers out there who have grown kids, little kids, expecting kids, newborns. Congratulations to each and every one of you, and thank you, even though you're not my parent, but just the experience being a parent, it's just like one of the most beautiful things in the world. So I'm laying there and I'm holding a picture of my grandfather in my hand. My arms are stretched out like this because that's how they have you placed on the table when they're going to administer the C-section. I feel them cut me open. They cut me open and they're telling me they're taking, you know, the different things out to get to the baby, right? So I'm starting to shake because the epidural is like starting to wear off, and they need to insert more medicine. And that's why I felt, you know, them cut me open. So finally, within like 10-15 minutes, I hear the most beautiful song ever. A beautiful baby girl named Markaya Miley gets placed next to me, and I get to have that little skin-to-skin interaction with her, being that I couldn't have her placed on my chest because I'm getting a C-section, but they laid her next to me, to my face, and I rubbed my cheek next to hers, and it was just the most beautiful thing ever. And I can honestly say that I would love to be able to experience that again. I don't want to cry, because I don't know why I want to cry. It's about to be 6 years, you guys, that I have since I had my daughter, and I don't regret that day for nothing in the world. Nothing in the world. But to hear her cry, that was the most beautiful thing. And it made me a better person. And then right in that moment, I changed and I became a mother right then and there. You become a mother once the baby is in your womb and you're carrying the baby, you become a mother then. But I really felt like an actual mother when after going through all of that, I felt like hell and back, hell or high water, just to give birth to that beautiful, 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 innocent baby. And fast forward to 5 years later, She's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful little sunflower, my little muffin. I love her so, so much. And that is the story of how I went into labor, or when I went into labor. I hope you guys enjoyed this story time. I do not want to hold you up any longer. I try to keep it short and sweet as possible, but with stories like that, they take a little, bit of time to tell, especially if you're trying to replay certain events that took place. I did not edit any parts of this story time out. You are getting the full raw story time of how I went into labor. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope it did not scare any present moms or future moms off, because motherhood is a beautiful thing. It's a trying thing, but it's a beautiful thing. And every day it's a different experience, a different memory. And to just be able to watch that beautiful child grow and to see that it is a reflection of you and has similarities and characteristics of you, it's a beautiful thing. It's like you're looking in the mirror, honestly. But yeah, I love each and every one of you. All of my butterflies, all 38 of you are beautiful, wonderful, male or female. Thank you all for subscribing to my channel, Kai and Mommy's Journey. And if you guys want to see more story times, just let me know down in the comments, okay? Or comment and let me know if you're a mom, or if you already have experience giving birth. Let me know what your experience was like. I would love to hear it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to another video. Until next time, let's keep pushing forward, you guys, okay? We're almost to the end of the week. And I love you, love you, love you, love you, love you. And I'll see you guys in the next one, okay? Once again, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Put it on all so you won't miss no videos from me, okay? I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.